Hello, my name is Marlies Rock, founder of Homebase Limited. Better known these days as the Tile Lady in Dominica. We are tile importers from various countries such as Italy, Brazil, Mexico, and China. We've been in the market for the past 18 years, and we've grown to be the #1 tile company in Dominica. I'd love to get it across that it's not just buying a tile because that's the amount of money you have left from the building. Tiles are the things used most in the house. And it's an investment you're putting your money into that should last you hopefully no less than 20 years. Our staff are well trained. The length of time they've been working in Homebase, some as much as 15 years. They have acquired knowledge which the ordinary person would not give an eye to, as to the texture of the tile, the warmth of the tile, the size of the tile, and the areas it's most suited for. Our main store is at 94 Independence Street, Roseau, and our warehouse is at Kinfield Industrial Site.
From the cradle to the grave, you don't have to be no slave. You need a loan you want to save. Welcome and visitors today. Hey, with a commitment to quality. Therefore you and me was one big family, but now it's a community. True, making life easy. Yes, like ABC. Don't matter who you are, you can benefit when you bring your mortgage.
With rates as low as 5% and loans for all your needs.
Open an MRA.
Save for your golden years and take advantage of our savings products.
We will finance your business.
Checking accounts, small business loans, wire transfers, and so much more.
NCCU all the way. Wow!
Your community financial partner.
NCCU.
Heal & Go is an all-natural hair care and skincare company founded in 2021 by our CEO, Jael Burney. Just a girl looking for natural products to enhance her hair and skin, Heal & Go was born. Heal & Go started with the Shea Rosemary Hair Moisturizer, the flagship item, which is every girl's dream of a moisture-locking, detangling hair dressing. This can be used when braiding the hair or twisting the hair. The African Black Soap Shampoo made with African Black Soap and Marshmallow Root is a deep cleansing shampoo. It is coupled also with the Aloe Vera Leave-In Conditioner, which is made of aloe vera, coconut oil, and it is the hydrating ingredient needed when keeping up a wash and go. Our next item is the Revitalizing Scalp Treatment, which is made of 13 different essential and carrier oils to enhance the scalp, help with scalp issues, and also help with hair growth. We added items like rose water to our line, and rose water can be used on the hair and on the skin. On the hair as a refresher and on the skin as an astringent or helping with makeup. Other items include the hair jelly, which helps with keeping the edges intact and keeping away frizz from the hair. We also have hydrating hair milk, which is like a moisturizer for the hair. And all these items can be found in bundles on our website, or they are also sold separately in different sizes to enhance your varying hair care needs. You can find our product at healandgo.com. We also carry a skincare line, as you see our face scrub, made of bicarbonate of soda, anise, raspberry extract, pineapple fruit extract, kaolin clay. We also have oil cleanser, which is made of tangerine oils, grapefruit oil, lemon oils, all to cleanse the skin and keep the skin looking glowing. We also have the face moisturizer, which is an added to our skincare line. It includes aloe vera juice, almond oils. We also have the scrub, and all of these can also be found in bundles on our website. You can buy them separately, you can buy them in bundles, you can make a gift set out of those to your loved ones. We have also
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Hello, guys. Hello. Welcome to the show. Hello. Welcome back. Yo, Joseph live in the building. I am so happy to be back here with you guys for another exclusive interview. I feel like it's going to be an exclusive interview. Meet, run the track and talk. I feel like it's going to be one of those. I am so excited to be back here with you, and I hope you guys are excited to have me back on the favorite platform wherever you're tuned in, you're connected. If you're connected on Facebook, welcome. If you're connected on LinkedIn, welcome. And to those of you on YouTube, hello and welcome. Thank you very much for coming on here this evening and joining me. I want to big up Joanne, who's just stopped in and sending me stars. Thank you very much, Joanne, for the stars. Thank you so very much. I just want to say thank you to all of you who are tuned in. And don't forget, as soon as you lock in, you come on, make sure you hit that share button. We got to get the message out there. We have to get people engaged in the conversation. We have a really good show here for you today. And we just want to get all of the support that we can. And I'm so grateful to every single one of you for taking the time out and joining me for this edition of exclusive interviews. And this one is featuring Loïk, who is out of 767 Dominica. So I'm so excited to be bringing you some insights. I feel like we're going to uncover Loïk tonight. He's in the lobby and he's laughing away. He's all smiles. I'm really excited for this interview. I met Loïk. Hi, Candia. How are you? Hello, Jacqueline. Is that Jadani? Good evening. And Fran, hello. How are you, Fran? Watching all the way from London. London is locked. London, what time is it in your neck of the woods? Thank you very much for joining us here this evening. And thank you very much for tuning in. So I was getting into how I know Loïk. Loïk and I we were just going down memory lane a little bit to kind of figure out how we know each other or when we first met each other. We've actually never met in person, but we've met virtually. And we met back during COVID. Hi, Farala. Hi. Hello, Beverly. We met back in COVID when I hosted a show around people with disabilities across the Caribbean, and the fact that COVID-19 during the pandemic, they were kind of left out of the conversation in the initial stages, and just trying to advocate on their behalf. This was something done in collaboration with. Many of you know Bev LeBlanc. She orchestrated this entire event that happened back in, I believe it was August of 2020, and that was the very first time I was meeting Loïk, and it was so interesting to hear him talk, because I believe he was just fresh. Well, he had actually had to leave university because of COVID. We'll talk about this story. We'll get into it. And I am so happy that he is on here today. Loïk sent me one of his songs that he's singing on. Let me tell you the name, man. Let me tell you the name. And I was like, but wait, Loïk. Loïk, you come out. When Loïk logged in tonight, Loïk is growing his hair out. I was like, but Loïk is growing his hair. He is such a handsome man now. He's telling me, I know you say me anymore, Jael. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be bringing you Loïk's story, to share his story here with you on my platform. He's somebody I absolutely adore, and I'm so happy that he can take time out of his schedule, to come on the Jail Just Live. So without any further ado, before I introduce Loïk, I just want to say thank you to my sponsors. Let me tell you all, the sponsors keep this going and keep this alive, and I am so absolutely grateful to every single one of them for coming on board and showing support. I want to say special thank you to the National Cooperative Credit Union. Let me tell you, well, you know what? I don't have to tell you that is my financial institution of choice. It is definitely the community partner in 767 Dominica. I also want to say thank you very much to Caribe. Whenever we're drinking a Caribe. Caribe is in our hands, right? It is not a tequila. It is a Caribe. I also want to say thank you very much to the Dominica National Lottery on with us again, and I truly appreciate it. And I also want to say thank you to Heal and Go. That is of a hair care line by Jael, and Jael is one of my diehard supporters on my platform. So I want to pick up Jael in a huge way. Not only does she support my show, she also is a regular follower, an avid listener, and she definitely supports the vibe. And I want to say thank you very much to her and her company, Heal and Glow. Of course, they do natural hair and skincare products. And I also want to say thank you very much to Home Base Limited, the Thai lady. Big up to you, Miss Rock. Miss Rock is my dog from time. And I want to say thank you very much to Miss Rock and her team for coming on board to sponsor the show. If you're looking for tiles in Dominica, she has one of the most top of the line tiles, Italian tiles, Brazilian tiles. Like she provides you with some of the top notch in all different sizes for all different places in your home. So I want to say thank you very much to my sponsor. Bonsoir. Hi, Colleen. Hello, Davina. Good night, my girl. Good night. Kathy. Hello. Welcome. Kendra, I see you. Olive, come on. Present. Delia, good evening to you. Present. It is absolutely awesome to have all of you here. Let me bring my guest. We've been talking about Loïk, and I'm excited to talk to him this evening. We're going to get to know a little bit about Loïk Charles out of 767. So without any further ado, let's say good evening to my guest this evening, Loïk Charles. Hi, Loïk.
Hi. Good evening, Jael. Good evening, everyone tuned in far and wide. Good evening.
How are you?
I'm blessed. Thanks. How are you doing?
Well, you know how it is. Loïk, how your teeth looking white so now in the thing? Like your teeth looking beer blowing.
I guess I was in the past life I was Chip Skylark from Timmy Turner, so I have the white.
Loïk, you have such a wonderful sense of humor. Like even tonight when we're setting up, like, okay, so people come on this platform quite often because to do shows, and sometimes I have like they're younger people, they're older people, and then people struggling for me to think. And Loïk come on here tonight. Loïk is visually impaired, for those of you who don't know, who are just joining. And I was like, Loïk, do this. Loïk was like, bam, done. I'm like, Loïk, do that. I'm like, no struggle. No, Loïk, you are so like. One of the comments you made is that, which was so like, I mean, you're such a humble guy. You were just like, well, Jael, you don't have the eyes, you're not seeing, so I just have to listen to you. And I was like, Loïk, you're so sweet.
But is that self-fair?
Like, how do you stay so humble and so like some people are talking about your smile, that lovely smile of yours. The ladies on there, and ladies, Loïk make a song. We'll talk about this song a little bit later on in the show. But Loïk, how do you stay so so happy? Like, what really makes you happy, Loic?
Well, I just, I mean, it's not that life is without its struggles, but the thing about it is that, I mean, we just know life is life. You know, it's as Rich and them says, life we live in, bro. You know, it doesn't make sense that I stress myself over small things. You know, so I have a strong faith in God, and I just keep positive. I like keeping positive, and I look at the I prefer to look at the glass half full as much as I can. You know, yeah.
Oh, that is wonderful. Oh my God, people are already commenting. They're already commenting long stories. Oh, they just be about yourself, not tonight there. They're already commenting long stories about you on the live tonight, Loic. A lot of folks really do love you. People who know you, who've interacted with you, have so many wonderful things to say about you. And I wanna get a sense of your upbringing, where you from, how you when Dominica was Loic born, and tell me a little bit about your family, your parents, and your if you have any siblings. Share a little something with us.
Well, I was born and raised in Portersville. I was like right next to the. They're no longer there because of tropical storm Erica, but I was raised right next to the Berean Church. There was a green building that was right next to it there. That was just after the bridge, and
Mhm.
that's where I live. So I raised up there. I went to the school right next door, that same Berean school. That's where I went to school. So that was like my
Okay.
front yard at home, and my playground for school same time. You know, so I kind of was raised there. That's where my granddad and my granddad on my father's side and my dad. That's where they were living. So while I was going to primary school, I was mainly there,
Mhm.
and then I moved with my mom to Mount Daniel when I started high school full time. So I was living in Mount Daniel with my
Okay.
uh, mom and
All right.
stepdad.
So that's good for now. That's good. We're not giving too much information out yet.
It's all right.
So I mentioned you are visually impaired.
Mhm.
I kind of want to get a sense of, were you born that way? Like how when did you know if you were not born that way? Tell me a little bit about your
Okay.
being born and having a disability. Like, intersect the two for me.
Yeah. So I was actually a premature baby. So I was born at 7 months, and from my understanding, my best understanding of things, I was I needed oxygen, and they gave me too much oxygen, which then damaged the membranes behind my eyes. But I was also still in the incubator, so there were some other complications there as well. Um, but so basically, I wasn't born blind, but I was blind pretty much after
That you
birth.
from the time you
Uh,
were a baby.
yeah. So growing up, I had a bit of color identification. Like I could identify shapes and other stuff like that, but I could identify colors. So my dad and one of my cousins were teaching me how to uh like they taught me the colors. So I know all colors. I know red, blue, green, etc. Um I don't
And
know
you
what
still do to this day. You still can,
n-
you still have call identification. Is that?
no, I don't really have it anymore.
Oh
For
no.
right now it's more case of like according to the lighting and according to what color it is. But before I could identify almost all of them through like once I watched them in the sun or like some good lighting, I could identify them because that's how I could learn them. But now
Mhm.
it's a bit more um it's just it's certain color, certain lighting, you know, it's kind of more complicated. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, what was it like growing up as a young boy in a home in Dominica, with pretty much being like visually impaired, not being able to see, or only you could only identify colors. What was that like? Like, what were some of the
Well,
things?
well, I had a pretty regular childhood. You know, I was troublesome like all other children were.
You were showing up.
Yeah, man, I was troublesome. I used to get plenty blows if you
You
remember. I
get
used to get
blousy.
correction. Yeah, man,
I
I
would
would.
feel like they would feel sorry for you. I don't know. Like, did they treat you differently at home?
Well, no man, no man, not differently. Trust me, I got all my. I had regular toys. I had cars. I had toys that boys would have. Um,
Mhm.
I got my blues. I used to
You
enjoy.
say you got
Um,
those.
I used
You
to
only need
enjoy.
those.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. As my good friend Mike. I'm not sure if you're listening right now, but he like to hear when I say it is what it is.
Is what
So
it
yeah, but
is.
I yeah, man. I would I used to enjoy watching, quote unquote, watching TV. I say watching because I mean I listen and then I use my mind's eye of
Oh, really? So
imagination.
you use your imagination.
Yeah, man. And so I loved the well some of the cartoons that were popular in my day, like the SpongeBob and the Jimmy Neutron. Those. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Your light went off. Just so you know, I just telling you your light went off because I know
Okay.
quick you quick on that. Yes.
Not a
um.
problem. Thank you.
So because you even talk about Jepson, so you knew George Jetson. Do you watch the Jetsons? You watch all of those shows?
Yeah, man. Well, I know Jimmy Neutron, the
Jimmy
boy
Neutron.
genius
Yes.
one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you that was your favorite.
Well, one of I would more say SpongeBob was more of my favorite than the Neutron, but
What
yeah, I
about
liked
SpongeBob?
Well, it was kind of for me personally, it was kind of the fact that it was an aquatic show. It was like underwater. I like water, and also it was just so it was kind of free spirited in the sense that no matter what happened, every day was a new day. Like nothing else that happened before didn't matter. Like SpongeBob could
Oh, that is
almost die
so
one day and be back to
yes.
normal the next day, and like that.
Oh wow. It's like a new day every day.
Yeah, man. Like a
Oh
fresh
wow.
start, a breath of fresh air, if you will.
That is an interesting take on SpongeBob. I really like that because I mean, I knew that, but you say it, but it just magnifies the fact that hey,
Click. Yeah.
it was a new day every single day, and probably that's what draws a lot of people to SpongeBob. The fact that you get a do over every day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's real. One of the classics for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Did you have any challenges, Loic?
In terms of in my childhood,
Yes,
well,
yes.
socially, yes. I would say one of my biggest challenges was I used to sometimes feel left out. Although I'll be honest that my actual friends never made me feel left out. They would always include me always. Even to this day, like most of my friends from young, we still tied to this day. Up to today, I was hanging out
Who's
with
Golden Boy?
them.
Who's Golden Boy?
That's one of my boys, man. Big up yourself, bro. You know already.
He's more than that on there, He's more than that on there. He's really
Okay, well, yeah, man. Big up golden boy for me, mommy. Big up yourself. Yeah.
yes.
But so it was more a social thing, I would say. I would feel where I would kind of feel left out in the grand scheme. Although I know like my friends and my cousins and so on didn't make me feel left out for the most part, but there were times when it's inevitable it would happen, depending on what that happening around. Let's say we're on the beach, like a family gathering, but then let's say all them other kids running around. I wouldn't necessarily be able to do that. So in a way, as much as I wanted to, I could ignore that. But obviously, as human, as a child, you're going to feel it in
You
some
wanted to
way.
be part of it.
Yeah. So things
Wow.
like that. Challenges for the most part, though, in terms of other challenges, there were always ways around it, especially like let's say academic or physical challenges in terms of moving about or whatever else I would have to do. That I received adequate help, so it wasn't too difficult. You know,
Okay. Do you have siblings? Do you had other siblings?
I do. I have a sister and two brothers. Sister on my mom's side and two brothers on my dad's side. So yeah,
What was it like interacting with them at home?
it was cool. I'm the oldest, so I mean,
So you're in charge.
naturally, I mean, I was about to say something similar to that, but let's just go with that. Yeah, I mean, me and my sister would butt heads the most simply because she was my well, no, she was my youngest sibling, but she was the sibling I spent my more formative from I would say about like 12 to more adulthood with years with, and she's 6 years younger than me. So being a girl, being so much younger than me, we would butt heads the most.
What are some of the things you brought head about? I was going to answer the opening there. You open up the can of worm. What you were
Well,
doing? What you bullying the
every
girl
day
for?
once it's me that was bullying the girl. It's regular everyday stuff, I well, one of the funniest things that I remember when you see my mom, funny enough, when my mom used to give tell us to come for our cod liver oil, me and my sister used to to race to be first for of all things cod liver oil. But we both enjoyed the I guess we saw the nutrients and vitamins and minerals as benefits. So we wanted to be first to get that. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit. So you left Berrien Church school,
Mhm.
and then you went to where did you go to school next?
I went to the St. Mary's Academy, proud old boy of the St. Mary's Academy. And shout out to all the old boys listening or who will view this in the future around the world from SMA in Dominica.
My son is one of the old boys with you. My
Yes,
son,
I, yes,
my
I.
son is at SMA. So big up
Okay,
to all of the
okay.
SMAers.
Yeah, man, the
I don't
smartest men alive. Yeah, big up to
something
all of
like
them.
that, something like that. I wanna shout out to folks who are coming on, because we can't ignore them, because after a while they will start to jiwe me. So we
Yeah.
have to we have to shout them out. First, I wanna big up, um that is Izilu Kati man. Thank you very much for the stars. Mikel Henderson is on. She says, my classmate at DSC, I admire you so much. Angela Daru is on. She said, it's amazing. I can see him with his grandpa and his aunt. And to see him now, just a special chosen young man. Chalo and mom take a bow. Lisa White says, Mr. is so intelligent. Patricia Williams, don't know him, but I love him already. um, uh, Kitel Rihanna is saying, so proud of you, Loïk. So folks are coming on. Beverly Blackman is saying, I love SpongeBob too. Derek Rapitas is saying, Jah continue to bless and guide and uplift you. Um,
Yes, I.
uh, Davis Josiah is on. Jordani George is saying, you were plenty troublesome.
I don't know what I know shows come. I don't know what plenty.
Verlin Charles is saying, I am watching. So folks are coming on. Colleen Christopher is calling Loic. I told you, Davin, I was shouting you out. That's Golden Boy's mom, and Delia Kazimi saying good night. So folks are coming on, and guys, when you come on, make sure you hit the share button and share the live. Share the live so other folks can get in on the conversation. We're here with Loic Charles, out of 767 Dominica, and for those of you who's just joining us, he is visually impaired, but he's also a musician, and he's an advocate for so many different things. And we're going to talk we're talking to Loic tonight. We're getting all of the gist and all of the story. So tell me a little bit about your SMA days. What was some of the subject that you really enjoyed at SMA?
Well, it was really like a kind of close knit setting in SMA. Like as long as you're in a classroom like that, a whole classroom is basically like your family, your brothers, for that whole term. Because when you in that first day of class, when you come and you pick your seat, I mean, that is your seat, So from time first form, I mean, nobody, well, unless you went to primary school with most folks or some fellas around, you wouldn't really know people. But from second form go on, you kind of just shuffle around and choose your seat for the term or for the year, if you will. One thing I could say, I really appreciated the level of the quality of academics that we received, the quality of education we received at SMA. Um, yeah, man. though it wasn't my strongest at first, POB, I liked POB, but it wasn't always my strongest. I remember in third form and fourth form, the teacher used to always give me low marks, man, 60s and 70s, and I used to be checking why he giving me that. He always used to tell me, like you, I basically was regurgitating. I wasn't really putting it in my own words or
You're
explaining.
cramming.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really cramming, but I guess that was the best way that I could put back or put what I felt like in high school. I just felt like what the teacher tell me to put. If
Mhm.
I the best chance at getting the 100 or the best mark is to put what the teacher say word for word. So that's what I used to do, but did not always
But
put it back.
they wanted you to think on for yourself.
Yeah, man, that's where I learned. That's the teacher that really taught me that. So big up yourself, Mr. Thomas. Yeah, that's who really taught me that too. I need to. So and by the time and imagine in fifth form, so much so I did so well in POB that I ended up with a one in POB for CXC. So I
Wow.
went from that to a one. And big up to
Wow.
my boy Naf. One time Nathaniel Luge, he was one of the people who helped me to study in fifth form for CXC. And yeah, I always tell people it's he that helped me to get that one in POB.
In POV. What did that entail though? Like learning, like helping you to study. What would that have entailed? Like I'm trying to like, because I've never, okay, so I grew up with my great grandmother in the house, and she was visually impaired. But I always just feel that she could see a little light. I always feel she had a little tricks. So because sometimes I would do some things in front of her and she would see, and sometimes she wouldn't see. So it was very, and she wasn't born that way. She became blind, right? You know, you know,
Okay.
as children, right? As
Yeah.
children, I would do monkey tricks in front of her and she'd say, "Oh, so cafe too sad one way." Why you do all that
Yeah.
nonsense in front of me? Like, oh,
In
you know what
front.
I do in front of you. You see light, right? So tell me what it would be like for your friends, because I kind of want to understand what it would have entailed to help you to study. Like, because for one, what like did you write, or because my understanding of people who are visually impaired, they learn Braille, which is the language for people who are visually impaired. What was that? Was it like that for you, or were you writing like regular
Okay,
words?
so first and foremost, I will say Braille isn't. I would say it's necessarily a language. It's more of a system. It's a system of dots that is a series of six dots, and
Yes.
when punctured in different patterns, you form different symbols, words, etc. Letters,
Thanks
with
for the correction.
characters.
Thanks for the
Yeah,
in my excitement, I talk nonsense sometimes.
no,
Yes. Thank you
no,
for that.
I wouldn't tell that, but no problem. Um, so now, in order to, well, the funny thing about Braille is I learned Braille. I started learning Braille in preschool pretty much when I was around like 4 years. Preschool, grade
Really?
K, 4 years, 5 years. I started, but I didn't end up really getting it fully by. But it's kind of like reading, eh? So imagine a child starting to learn to read when they're like 3, 4, and they're not really reading good until they're like 7, 8, 9. So that's kind of basically what it was for me. And the other thing is that I I used to read a lot. So between grade 3, sorry, and grade 6, when I was in Birian, they used to have a lot of books donated, Braille books donated,
Hmm.
and I read all of them. By the time I left grade 6, I probably read over 400 books. Not probably, I
Wow.
read over
Your
400
light
books.
went off again, eh?
Oh,
Just so you,
sorry. Thank you.
I,
That's
I, I,
my
I on top of it. I on top of it.
Messi. So essentially, to help me, it's not that difficult. It's just more of adapting and adjusting. So for me, you wouldn't just bring me a portion of printed handouts and just be like, yeah, you, there'll be a different way that I would do things. I actually am computer literate, so a lot of my stuff actually was electronic, digital. So all the
Okay.
handouts my teachers would print out, they would just give me the digital copy on a
Ah,
flash drive or whatever. So whenever my friends would help me, it would kind of be using that same material just on the
mm,
computer. So whatever it is, if let's say it's the math, they would like together my teachers would and I would come up with alternative ways to get things done that would benefit me. Like essentially, I would grasp the information. Like for
Give me
instance,
an
in
example.
college,
You know
I
I'm
was
gonna
just
ask you.
about
Give me an example.
I
Give me an
am way ahead
example.
of you. So like basically in college, there was this teacher that I had. I believe her name was Kimon George. She was teaching me math, and one of the math courses I did, and she really, I must say, I appreciate her. She did go above and beyond to kind of figure out an alternative way to teach me the same thing that she was teaching the other students, because it was kind of like geometry we were doing. It was the
Mm-hmm.
math that, like the general math, so it have everything, the geometry, the algebra, the this, the that. So when it came to the geometry and the algebra specific, no, it was algebra, it was college algebra, pardon me. So it was college algebra. And when it come to that whole algebra thing, there were certain ways that we had to kind of move around and kind of figure out alternative ways, because certain symbols my software wouldn't read it, because math have a lot of weird symbols and not all of them, so I must say in cases like that, there would be some form of accommodation, some form of alternative things being done. But for the most
Okay.
part, when it comes to theory subjects like science and those things, that's pretty straightforward. It's just if either I know the information or I don't know the information or I don't want to know the information. So yeah.
When you graduated from high school, like what were your subjects like? Like what did you and I because people everybody, Jael, he's so intelligent. Jael, he's so brilliant. So we trying to pump our chests right about now.
Yeah.
What were your what did you when you were done SME? What were
Hmm.
your subjects like? What did you end with?
Uh, I just do a few subjects, nothing much. I just did five CXC
Hmm.
subjects, and
But I
I
feel like
mean,
that's sufficient. I
yeah,
feel like
yeah,
that is
it's okay. It's
yeah.
cool. So I got some. I mean, I don't want to advertise all my grades or whatever, but I did get a couple of ones. One of
Okay.
them, a couple
Being
meaning two.
principal,
Yeah,
what
Dominicans,
is
a
this?
couple meaning two. Dominicans like to say a couple and they mean five, a few. So a couple of ones, one of them being a distinction in English, and the other one
Wow.
being the POB. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
in my year, actually, I had gotten the highest in English on Ireland, so I'd even gotten higher than the person who got the Ireland scholarship for CXC. I got higher in English, but that was
Wow.
so that was like that. I
So your
always like
boss English.
English. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense why I'm such a prolific songwriter. So yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Do I foresee a chat? Let me tell you. Let me tell you. So tell me a little bit about your university. Like, so you complete high school, you go to college, and then you move to universities. Tell me a little bit about that transition. When did that transition happen, and what was that like?
Okay, so yeah, so I finished DSC. By the way, I hold an associate's degree of in information technology IT from the Dominican State College.
Mhm.
After which I went to university. It was different in a number of ways, because not only did I have culture shock, it was also like a social, not social, but more so a shock of a positive shock of like, wow, like that level of accommodation is possible in an academic setting, like because they actually had a department. I never knew there was a student disability department, so it was a department dedicated to students like myself.
Mm.
Although, I mean, not to like about half or more than half of the students under that department would kind of just VA people that had like kind of like anxiety and stuff like that. But anyway, it was still there. It was that. That's the whole point. Is it was
So
there.
they call it accommodations. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah,
It's called
accommodation.
accommodations.
Yeah,
And let me tell you, you say that loosely, but no, everybody wants accommodations.
that is
Like
yeah,
more than half of my class has accommodations. So everybody got something going on, right? So and
exactly.
it's really cool to see how things have evolved. and how things are made available for people like you know, with disabilities, or people who just have, who's struggling to
Challenges, yeah.
challenges, yeah, to complete university. So you mentioned the culture shock, obviously coming from Dominica and going to the US would have been a bit of a culture shock. My concern though is like, how did you feel navigating the a different world now as a visually impaired person? Like how I mean, I know like I try, like I'm always in it in my mind, oh, you're visually impaired, but I feel like once you get your bearings, like you're good. But just looking at you and saying, boy, like how did you do it, Loic? Like leaving Dominica and going to the US. What was that like for you? Besides the culture shock, just kind of getting to meet people and like
Yeah.
talking to people. What was that like?
Well, to be honest, it was two parts challenging and fun, because challenging in the sense that yes, like I kind of on my own in a new environment, like I kind of like a a fish, a small fish in a big pond type of way,
Mhm,
you know. But
mhm,
then also it's fun because I always like traveling. I've traveled quite a bit in my life, and like I like the being around a new environment, new people, new experiences. Even like I even enjoy more to an extent being in a country that speaks a different language, although I wouldn't understand it, but it's just like understanding how so different the cultures is or are
mhm,
rather. And so being over over in the States was it was cool. I really appreciated like the independence and the freedom of living on my own in my own dorm. I in my for my first 3 weeks I had a roommate, and then the school actually had to call me in and have a meeting with me personally and tell me like, they know that I like, because I was saying basically the fanciest dorm in the whole
you're
campus.
in the fancy
They were
one, right?
like, they know
With
I
your
like that.
accommodation.
Yeah, man. The room, the dormitory was called the Sky View apartment. Now tell me
Ooh, bougie.
why a blind man after a Sky View. Anyway, and I was on the
Like
sixth
is the
floor.
best. Oh
So
God.
I was enjoying that, and then they sat me down. They sat me down and they said,
Kind of stuff.
we know you like it. We know you like the accommodations here, but like we don't feel comfortable with you being so far from the main campus and like
Mhm.
basically the cafeteria, etc. So they moved me to like a much, it was a downgrade, but it was cool because I had my own bathroom, I had my own spot, I had everything to myself. I even had a tub. I used to buy my little cleaning agents, clean out my tub, run my like full my tub, put my little Epsom salt, free up my head,
Hey,
like after a long a long week. So it paid off. But yeah, man, I appreciated being on my own and studying and experiencing the college experience. Although I didn't the level of the college experience that the Americans talk about, I didn't experience it on that level, but I experienced it to a good degree. I
when you say on that level, what do you mean? Like, what
the,
do you
the
mean?
the whole the actual I just mean the party lifestyle of a college student in the United States. Like
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
the party lifestyle of the university vibes. I wasn't into. I mean, I was freeing up myself, but I wasn't on the scene like that. I was more focusing on studying and kind of doing music, and so I was more
okay.
in that way. With-
So, what did you? Because I know you went to study one thing, but then you had to change your major. Tell us a little bit about that that transition and why that transition happened and what
Yeah.
you ended up with.
So the funny thing is, I had to end up changing my major twice because once, so the first when I started off, I was majoring in business marketing,
Hmm.
and then after my first semester, though I'm a businessman at heart and everything, I was like, I don't know, like that's a little too general and broad for me, and then personally the whole math aspect of marketing. I'm not a math guy. I don't really like math. I'm not really
Like
that
me.
good in math.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I was like, you know what can I do? I was like, I really actually did want to do music from the start, but none of the programs were like I didn't really get a good enough coaching on what the programs entailed. So
Okay.
I went into the music building, not as there in person. I went to the music building. As soon as I went in, I booked an appointment with them to speak to the chairman of the music department. And as soon as I stepped in the music building, I just felt at home. Like something just came over me. As soon as I
Mm-hmm.
stepped in, it's like in all directions. There were like little practice rooms and like a band room and stuff. So you
Mm-hmm.
hearing music instruments coming from all directions, like different students practicing, and it just made me smile and feel warm inside. And
You felt
then,
at home.
yeah, man, I really did feel at home, and I was doing that from January 2019. That's when I changed my major. So I was doing music industry studies. That was perfect. It was just chef's kiss for me because it was like a marriage between music and business. So I was doing
So,
music
so,
courses.
so tell me, how many, like, do you play instruments and like, tell me a little bit about that. And your light go off again, just so you know.
Uh, okay. So um my no, I don't have any. I've not mastered an instrument as yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I can dabble around. I can fiddle around on the piano, the keyboard, and I kind of want to learn the guitar. So
And you're a singer. You're not saying
yeah,
that
I'm
there.
a singer.
So,
Well, I mean, I was getting to that. My instrument is my voice. So
mm,
actually, I would say my pen is also an instrument as well.
okay.
I
Okay.
would use my words as a, yeah. But in regards to when I was doing music industry studies, you had to
Mhm.
have an instrument. So like my instrument was voice. So like I would have voice lessons and stuff. I had a voice instructor and everything. Like everything was going so swell, I kid you not. And then the pandemic happened
Wow.
where everything turned upside down. I had to go home. The pandemic literally, well, COVID kind of surged into America during my spring break. So imagine having to go through. It was supposed to be 1 week of spring break. Imagine getting another week. So you guys like it's like yeah, you have a second extension, a second week of spring break. Then
Mhm.
that just turned into we don't know when we're going back to school. We don't know what happening. We don't know, like we just don't know. I had to end up flying out, coming back to Dominica in the end of March 2020.
Mhm.
I had to change my major because the thing with music, doing it online for me in particular, it was tenfold more difficult because there's the latency and delay issues with the audio. Obviously, if I were to do like let's say piano or voice or whatever, although we
Yeah.
could probably let's say work around that. Then with the piano, there's also further issues of my instructor wouldn't be able to help me properly with the fingering. If I fingering wrongly, I don't have a way to kind of position my camera. Like it was a lot, so I kind of had to regroup. I had to make an executive decision to change my major again. So I was like, what is the best thing that I can? I was speaking to the student. I forgot what department. I was speaking to them, and I was like,
Student advisor.
yeah, I guess it was one of my advisors, yeah, to kind of change my major, but change it to something that would not jeopardize or push back my graduation date in any way because
Mhm.
I would not been able to afford it to stay further. I already do that once already, and I kind of did that with that in mind, and I kind of had a calculation. I had a degree plan that I was working out, and then the
Mhm.
pandemic just come. So
Yeah, so
fast.
essentially just taking some of the subjects that you had already completed and see what is the prerequisites for another course that you've already
Yeah,
done and just put it together.
exactly,
Okay, I get it.
exactly.
I get
So I ended up going into sociology. I had political science as another what like interested option because there were about probably like six options in all, but like probably two or three that I actually would have been interested in.
it.
So
Mhm.
I nearly ended up with a political science degree had I chosen that. But I went with sociology. So I did sociology, and you need a minor for sociology. So since here's where things just kind of line up for me. I was majoring in marketing before, and then under the music industry studies program, I did some more marketing courses because remember, music industry is business
Discussing.
and music.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I only had a few more. So I just choose marketing as my major, as my minor. I mean, with
Wow.
sociology, and with that, I only had like two or three more marketing courses to knock out, and that was it. So I graduated
That's
in May of 2022.
That's fantastic. Congratulations to you
Thank
on
you.
pursuing your degree and for nailing it. You know, people are commenting and they're saying, well, people have five senses and they don't do the work. Like, look at you. You know, you're such an inspiration, Loic. Like I know you work hard and you make it seem like it's so easy peasy, you know. But even just hearing your story and hearing how you had to switch things up, and the switching things up didn't really affect others as much as it affected you, because I mean I was in school around the same time as well, so you know. And nothing changed about my, I didn't have to change my major, because going on in school virtually was just something that could have happened, you know.
Yeah.
But knowing that there were things that would significantly impact your learning capabilities or abilities virtually, and that you had to change again. I mean, it just shows how adaptable you are, you know, even with someone with, and that's saying about, you know, disabilities, not an inability, you know, is such a thing, because you are the example of it, you know. Like, you definitely don't let roadblocks and challenges and road bumps and them kind of things like put you down. Like, you just keep on pushing on. And I mean, that is just so commendable. Like, so commendable. You've done so many different things. I want to talk a little bit about, because you do a lot of advocacy work. You've worked with various organizations, including the National Youth Council and the Ministry of Education. Can you share with us some of those passion projects, I'll call them? Some of those things that you're absolutely passionate about.
Okay, so I'll start with, you mentioned the NYC.
Mhm.
Um, I would like to say a good evening to any one of the current either members or executive members listening. I served on the board in 2021 while I was on island. I was a differently able representative, youth representative on the executive board. Firelander, who is now the president, he was on the board at the time as well.
Mhm.
So good evening to you. Shout out to File. Um, I so with the NYC, I was not able to do as much because I was kind of more focusing with school had me tied up for the most part. I tried to pull a an event together, some sort of symposium, a
Mhm.
youth disability symposium, but it didn't fruitionize before I end up leaving. So it was all fine. I did get Miss Beverly Libra to assist me and Miss Ashma McDougal as well. They assisted me with putting it together. So hopefully that's something that can be done in the future. Um, but with you did mention I was volunteering with various other organizations on island. One of those being the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, of which I'm now an executive board member as well. I'm the current assistant secretary treasurer at the DAPD, and
Mhm.
Lifeline Ministries, which is another a faith-based organization assisting persons who are, let's say, less fortunate and
Mhm.
challenged in different ways. I'm also an intern with Lifeline Ministries, and among other things, I've been able to. Most recently, I have become a part of an operator as a part of a helpline, which is mainly for victims of gender-based violence. It
Wow.
was funded by the Canada Fund for Local Initiative, and we're currently operational, usually from on weekdays from 4 to 10, and weekends from 8 to 10 at night, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. And so the number for that current helpline, if anyone would like to take it down or anyone knows anyone who's a victim, the number is 317 3030. So that number again is 317 3030. That's the helpline number where you can call to speak to anyone about gender-based violence.
Or if you're experiencing it and you need somebody to talk to.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's one of the more recent passion projects that I am volunteering with. And also I've done a number of workshops just even for this year alone. I've done a number of workshops with various international and regional organizations. So I'm just kind of, all these things are in efforts to continue my advocacy on persons with disabilities on various fields like sexual education and health and reproductive health, um, economics and education and employment,
Mm-hmm.
and as well as all the other important things, climate change, even because remember we just
Mm-hmm.
left the or are leaving the hurricane season.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's a very important thing. Persons with disabilities, for instance, if someone is deaf and there's an ad playing on the radio or something playing on the radio about hurricane, they cannot hear that. So
Mm-hmm.
like there needs to be ways to reach all citizens in Dominica. um all citizens in Dominica deserve the right to equal education, equal employment, and equal protection. So
Wow, Lloyd, that is absolutely amazing. And I want to commend you on your advocacy work. And one of the things that I wanted to kind of find out from you, based on, because I feel like I need to ask you this because you're there. Um, being on so many different boards or working with, especially along the lines of persons with disabilities, what would you say are some, probably some key changes or even improvements that you would like to see for people like you living with disabilities, or people with probably vulnerable people? What are some of the changes you would love to see in Dominica?
well, first and foremost, we need to stop treating a disability as a like a curse, or like like just
Like a
because someone has
oh,
a disability, yeah, like just because
oh.
someone has it's like you almost, it feels like they have, no one has said this to me like blatantly, but it's almost like they're scared to hire me because I'm someone with a disability. Look at all the accomplishments I have on paper, yet still it cannot seem to permeate the minds of the persons involved or in charge of employing people that I am
So
as
you're not,
valid, more
so
than
you're
as valid
currently
and
not
valuable.
gainfully employed. You're not
I'm
gainfully
not
employed.
gainfully employed. I am most of my work, and all of my work, as a matter of fact, post graduation has been volunteer work. I have received, stipends here and there for certain things, but I'm not, it's not gainful, as obviously as we were saying. So I am still on the job market in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Yes.
Wow. So that's one you mentioned, one that's one of the things. Anything else you'd like to see? I mean, you
Uh,
mentioned that, and that is obviously at the top of it.
yep.
And I mean, I could vouch for you, and I've only known you for 4 years, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like you are capable of doing any job that is required to do. Like, you could do
Exactly.
any office job, you could handle yourself.
Exactly.
So, and with your degree, I mean, you have a minor in business and marketing, so I'm sure you are cool, right? So we're putting that out there. We're putting it out there right now. Probably that was one of the purposes for this tonight, is to
Yeah,
put
man.
that out there, that you are actively pursuing employment. So anyone in Dominica, Loic is ready, able, and willing.
That is it.
That
Ready,
is it.
willing, and able.
And
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes, that is with my
And
father
and
tagline.
speaking of which, there's also another organization, international organization, I have been volunteering with and been like an outside member of, I would say like a fringe member
Mhm.
of the Ready. It's actually called the Ready, Willing, Enable, and it's for
Really?
youth, children with disabilities. So I'd like to also shout out the executive director of that organization, Mr. Edwin Blanton, if he's listening or whenever he sees this. Yeah. Um, I was gonna say that in addition to employment, education, every person with disability, youth and otherwise, deserve the right to an education,
Mhm.
especially as it relates to academic and life skills specifically. More so, I would even say for myself, because an adult, I'll speak for other adults with disabilities. The life skills part is a very crucial part because that is what leads to your independent living. You don't need to have somebody meddling in every single thing you're doing to help you or to ensure that it's done properly, etc. If you don't feel like getting help to do something, then you don't need to, you know?
Imagine you in America living by yourself, checking your own scene, and in Dominica, they don't have you untidy.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But
Right?
all that will change. Things will change in time, man.
That
Things
is
will
so
change in
awesome.
time.
I love to hear this, and I wish this for you. I wish that you find something. People are viewing. I mean, I have a large enough platform. The message will get to where it needs to get to, and somebody will see. And I manifest today that somebody's going to reach out to you, and you're going to find gainful. We're not just talking about employment. We want gainful employment,
That is
right?
it. In full employment,
Your
yes.
gainful employment. Loic, I want to talk a little bit about because we're running out of time, but I want to talk about you know other things that bring you so much joy, especially music. But I feel like we need to take a little break. I need to take a little break and pay my bills. All right, before my sponsors come and manger me. But while we're doing that, you can take a little break if you need to get your little water, if you need to, thing. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk a little because we're gonna share with you. I'm gonna be sharing with you one of Loic's. It's not yet released, so it's gonna be the first time hearing it is on here. And I almost feel like this song is for me, but it's not for me. He'll tell us who this
Hey,
song is
Papa.
for.
Gonna get
So
me in trouble, man,
I
Jay.
get you in trouble today. Yes. I'm gonna take a short break and we're gonna come back. So you can take a water break, Loic, and we're coming right back. Okay.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, guys. So if you're connecting now, we're gonna take a short break. We're here with Loic Charles, and we're going to be back with him. He's going to be talking about his music and his love for music right after this.
Hello, my name is Marlies Rock, founder of Homebase Limited. Better known these days as the Thai lady in Dominica. We are tile importers from various countries such as Italy, Brazil, Mexico, and China. We've been in the market for the past 18 years, and we've grown to be the #1 tile company in Dominica. I'd love to get it across that it's not just buying a tile because that's the amount of money you have left from the building. Tiles are the things used most in the house, and it's an investment you're putting your money into that should last you hopefully no less than 20 years. Our staff are well trained. The length of time they've been working in home is some as much as 15 years. They have acquired knowledge which the ordinary person would not give an eye to, as to the texture of the tile, the warmth of the tile, the size of the tile, and the areas it's most suited for. Our main store is at 94 Independence Street, Roseau, and our warehouse is at Kinfield Industrial Site.
From the cradle to the grave, you don't have to be no slave. You need a loan you want to save. Welcome and visitors today. Hey, with a commitment to quality. Therefore you and me was one big family, but now it's a community. True, making life easy. Yes, like ABC. when you bring your mortgage.
With rates as low as 5% and loans for all your needs.
Open an MRA.
Save for your golden years and take advantage of our savings products.
We will finance your business.
Checking accounts, small business loans, wire transfers, and so much more.
NCCU all the way. Wow!
Your community financial partner.
NCCU. Blast Gaming presents its biggest job ever. Blast Mystery Progressive. I'm so excited. I can't hide it. In your ass up at rising. And I like it. It going up and up and up and up and up. Blast up and up and up and up and up and up.
Play selected games to win in the Blast Mystery Progressive. Pick until you match 3 gems and win one of the 5 cash jackpots. Or you can blast up with the Mystery Progressive jackpot.
It going up and up and up and up and up. Blast up and up and up. Blast Gaming.
Caribe Hard Cider. Moments made extraordinary.
Okay, guys, we're back. We're back here on your favorite show, Jael Joseph Live, with the exclusive interviews, and we're here with the wonderful Loïk Charles. And people have been commenting, Loïk, welcome back. People have been definitely sharing all of their 2 cents, like they know you from time you're small. Everybody is talking and having all kinds of conversations among themselves, and I just want to get into the conversations that folks are having. So Samaj, who's one of my producers, says he loves all what you're saying, that you're really an inspiration. So big up to you, Samaj, and big up to you for putting all of this together. Beverly is saying, people's mindset need to change. Just really reiterates what you were talking about in terms of getting the populace or the general populace to understand that just because you have a disability does not make you unable to do the work, right? And Ingrid is saying good night and watching. Glenda Shillingford saying you would be such a great asset to many companies. Mikel Henderson is saying, do we not have a department of government with responsibility for persons with disabilities? Can Loïk not hold a position in such a department as an advocate or special advisor? Mikel, we're manifesting this. This is not a nonsense conversation, all right? We're manifesting this. I said gainful employment. We're manifesting for Loïk here this evening. We're not making no noise. We're just manifesting that everything happens when it's supposed to happen.
That's easy.
And if it's Loïk's time, he's going to get it. Jennifer said, I'm so happy. I'm happy. No, he's not actually in America. So I think she's probably like thinking that you're in America. Loïk is actually on island in Dominica. Cheryl Plummer is saying, hey, Loïk. Cheryl is like there with you.
Yes, I share. Big up.
Miranda is saying, you are so smart and handsome, might she add. We absolutely love your spirit. We love your vibe. We love your energy, Loïk. But we also love your love of music. And Loïk, you've been very busy. Tell us a little bit about your because obviously we spoke a little bit about the fact that your instrument is your voice, so you can sing.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to get a sense of when did you kind of first develop an interest in music and even songwriting, and where did the creature, the genius, come out? Talk to me.
Well, I developed a love for music at a very, very tender age. I as from as far back as I can remember, I loved music. My dad actually, when I was as far back as 5 years old, I remember he used to buy me transistor radios for as my birthday gifts or whatever. So like I would get a radio and I would just or other like music related toys like other family members would get me things like little instruments like a toy guitar, trumpet. There was a band set going for guitar, a horn, like a keyboard thing, a microphone, like it had everything. And so I was like a rock star, a little rock star. Yeah, man. But so I had a love for music for it from young man. I used to those little toys that we used to have as kids, the ones where you press the button and it telling you the
Mm-hmm.
letter, it's telling you what the letter is for. I don't know what they call those, but so I had one and my
And the
sister had one.
leapfrog, the leapfrog.
Okay, okay, yeah, the leapfrog. But
Mm-hmm.
the older one, so it actually had the buttons of the
Yes.
letters
I,
and everything.
I would
So,
know the older one.
well, the one I had, well, we had, me and my sister both had our own
Uh-huh.
version. She had her version was actually more like a toy laptop. I
Okay.
would I would use mine and hers, and I would actually both of them had music on them. I would take them to toys and DJ, literally DJ them songs, like little them twinkling songs like it's a xylophone or a glockenspiel, and I have
Mm-hmm.
that back and forth mixing like it's big. And I talking about I was like 7 years old, 8 years old.
Big production.
Yeah, man, DJing and stuff. So from a long time I like music. Now my name when I started recording myself in 2010. I used to use Windows Sound Recorder. I used to
Mm-hmm.
record my voice. I used to record my voice, dub my voice, everything, do all my and then back then is Windows Live and email it out. I had my friends, I had a little mailing list. All my songs I record, I used to send it for the same 10, 11 people. You check that is
Wow.
literally how I start my thing. And I used to be DJ Lightning at the time because that time I was DJing and singing and writing my song. I used to type all my lyrics on my computer and sing and record my thing. So all my music transactions under one name, DJ Lightning. But
This.
then at the time I come to save my one of my songs I record my checking board. Like to me that DJ Lightning thing there, I know DJ Khaled to check I need something better than that. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what I went to save is a file. I was literally saving a file. And I just sit on the checking what I go and save that song as, what artist name I go and put. So back then I thought of creature and I check in, yeah man, that's a bad name, but how I go and spell it? So that's why I thought of spelling it like the way it's spelled. No, Kreecher, because I'm like I wanted to spell how it pronounced it, but I don't want it to spell like it's spell like it's creature, like I'm a creature.
Mm-hmm.
No, my reason for naming myself creature is because like I know I'm a beast on the mic. You check like when it comes to being on the mic, I different. I transform it into something completely different. You check. So
Mm-hmm.
that is where that come from. Like I completely dominate in the mic. I domineering on the mic. So
I
that
feel
is where
like
the creature come
we
from.
need to let people listen. We have to make people hear that now. All that
And
boast
then the
that you boast in there.
genius.
All that boast you boast in there. I have to make people listen to it.
I not boasting. Remember that's just my
Yes.
reason for why my name is Creature the Genius. That not me
Mm-hmm.
saying nothing. You check. And the genius part just comes from everyone always called me since I young. People call me the genius,
Mm-hmm.
or the genius chat. I actually had that as my name, my Skype name
Your
for a
screen
long
name.
time. So yeah, so like people was calling me that. And then my favorite producer of all time is actually Stephen the Genius McGregor, who is the son of Freddie McGregor. That is like my favorite producer of all time. He does dancehall and reggae, but he does everything else too. So yeah, man,
So
Stephen.
what music you love? What's your favorite type of music? To-
I cannot really say one genre. If I had to say one genre, like specifically, I just have to kind of go with reggae. Yeah,
Wow.
reggae because that's the music that just pushes out the most positivity, the most inspirational, the most spiritually fulfilling and soul food type of music. I mean, America have their version of what you would call soul food music, but that's not where I'm from. So yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I like my little R&B, my little soul. Like I tell you, like all music, but reggae is divine. Yeah.
Wow. So you well, little again, you would have graduated with your degree in music. but you've been singing and recording. So tell me a little bit about the songs that you've been recording and singing lately. Take us
Okay,
to
so
know.
I don't want to go any further without bigging up my people from Biosh, Mighty Omi, um, better known
Yes,
as the pan that sing "Your Murderer."
yes,
That is my
yes.
boy. That's my good friend from years and years. Mr. Nomi almost 20 years now since we
Wow.
we used to play blind cricket together. Cricket for the blind. We were on the national team for cricket for the blind when it was popping in Dominica. So that is my boy from years ago. And shout out to Ras Givo, the whole Cool Meds production team. I know, basically a part of that family, that team, and is a real nice, and real positive vibes, to be a part of that whole team down there. So big up them man from Bios Jubla, big up Bats. That is my boy Bats. Me and this young artist. We have a remix to one of my songs coming. So anyone of my fans that know the vulnerable song, just know that something special, a remix coming soon, and it would be nothing like what you're expecting. Yeah.
You can be people can access your music. Where can they access your music? Because I want people to know so that they can go and they want can support you. Because I'm telling every single person who is on this live, who viewing, who are listening, who will probably come back later on, that they need to make sure that they subscribe to your channels and listen to your music. So where can people find your music, Loic?
Yeah, man. Thank you so much one time, Jael, for the shameless plug.
Of course,
I well, it's not shameless anymore because you
it's me
introduced it
not
for
doing
me.
it. It's
So
not you.
yeah, but so like on my YouTube, my main platform where I release my music now is YouTube. So my YouTube channel is actually Creature the Genius. It's
Mhm.
KREECHER and Genius, but the Genius is one word and Creature is separate. So it's KREECHER space THA Genius GENIUS.
What I will do, what
Or
I will do is I will put one of your YouTube songs. I'll link it underneath
the live.
the the live so people can click on it.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem. Yes, I was also going to say you could also go to youtube.com/ at creature767. That will take you straight to my channel. So if you type in youtube.com/ at KREECHER767, take you
Straight to.
right to my channel. Yeah. And
So
apart from that, I have Instagram at creature767. You can find me on Facebook just at Creature767 or Creature the Genius. That's my Facebook. You can connect with me on those two platforms as well.
wow, okay. So Loic, we have a song there that we want the viewers to listen to. First of all, tell me a little bit about the song. We want to know about the song first. I say it's for me, but I know it's not for me. I just trying to pump my chest. I don't know who fooled me. Tell me a little bit about the song.
Uh,
Why did you write those? What is the inspiration behind "In Love with You"?
all right, so the title is "In Love with You." So the story behind that now, funny enough, this song came about through a competition that I won that happened during the pandemic. Shout out to DJ Flip, the boss, one time. Yeah, man, that's my boy self. So it was a competition, yeah, the flip side bars challenge. Um, and so I partook in that challenge. The video for the challenge also is on my Facebook. So I mean, peruse and scroll through and find it at your leisure time. Uh, that was in 2020 during the pandemic. So Flip DJ Flip launched this challenge, and a number of people participated, a number of artists, and I merged there were a number of winners. I was the winner in terms of just numbers. My reactions and my numbers, my shares and everything was the highest,
People's choice.
and
The
so
people's choice.
yeah, the people's choice, as people's choice, yeah. So after that, Flip was working on a few rhythms. The guys from the challenge. He was working with a few of us on some music, which some of it came out. This is one of the songs from those sessions, and
Okay.
he sent me the instrumental, and basically he just told me do my thing. So that was like completely original for me from scratch. The instrumental is a rhythm, so it have like others is other artists on the rhythm as well. But like
Okay.
my tune is a complete original from scratch. Like even down to when Flip was mixing it and so on, mixing it and playing it. He was even telling me, boy, even my mother like that song. Even my mother they asking me, would I sing that? And yeah, man. Even down to Omi was telling me when I performed, because I performed this song several times in Biosh recently as well. Shout out to Aisha and Gosman at the bar every Friday night. There's karaoke, and I perform at karaoke sometimes. So you never know, you might
Nice.
catch me there one of those days if you come through. Um,
Nice.
so I he Omi Mighty Omi was actually telling me he thought it was a actual Nigerian artist, like an Afrobeat artist,
It does
because
sound
of
like an
all
Afrobeat artist. I was
he
not
was
going
like
to say nothing.
I
I was
sounding
going to let
well.
the public determine.
Yeah, so it seems like that's a general consensus. I myself I don't know. I just let the music speak for itself. I just enjoy making it and let it live and breathe. Let the people
The
enjoy it.
words I got, you're not gonna get off the hook. The lyrics, because Flip gave you a rhythm, and you could write about anything else in the world.
Ah.
But tell me a little bit. What was the inspo behind the lyrics?
Well, if I am to be honest, at the time, if I recall correctly, I was in a committed relationship. So, like, there's nothing much to really say. Like, that's kind of, I guess that's where it came from. It was either
Ooh.
covertly or overtly, I don't know, but she may have been my muse right there. Yeah,
Okay. All right. We leave that just there.
yeah.
Let us hear. I want to play this one for you guys before we wrap up. So here is Creature, the genius with In Love with You.
Creature, flip side. I want to know what it is you're thinking, baby. I want to know what that make you come my way. I want to know what you're into. And of course I know you're a queen too. So I want to treat you just like a king should. Because when I fall you they pick me up. When I call you they respond to me. When I want you they bring it on. It's like Hollywood is a movie. Every time that I think of you, all the hands on the clock stop moving. Stop moving. Cause girl you got me in love with you. In love with you. In love with you. Yes girl you got me in love with you. In love with you. With the things that you do. Oh girl and I don't know what to do. Know what to do. I don't know what to do. Cause girl you got me in love with you. In love with you. With the things that you do. Yes girl you got me. You got me. You got me. You got me. You got you got me. You got me. You got me in love with you. You got me. You got yeah. You got me. You got girl. You got me. You got me. The way that you whine in your ways. Take your time, side to side. Blow my mind, oh baby. You can tell by the look on my face. I like everything you do, and every single thing about you. Because when I fall you, they pick me up. When I call you, they respond to me. When I want you, they bring it on. It's like Hollywood is a movie. Every time that I think of you, all the hands on the clock stop moving. Stop moving. Cause girl, you got me in love with you. In love with you. In love with you. Yes, girl, you got me in love. In love with you. With the things that you do. Oh, girl, and I don't know what to do. Know what to do. I don't know what to do. Cause girl, you.
Let me tell you, you have people like Mikael Henderson bawling, eh? Like she bawling under the live. Bawling, screaming, shouting
Serious.
under the
Shout
live.
out to
Yes,
Mikel Anderson one
got me.
time. Yeah, man.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, man. That
That
one
needs
should
to
be
be on
dropping
radio.
sometime next year. That'll drop in this year. Next year dropping.
Next year still?
Yeah, man.
No, no,
Next
no,
year
no, no. You
still.
have to put that out.
All
No, you
you
have to put that out.
no, all you have to all you have to wait for it because it's hot, So
But we
next
already
year,
hear
man.
it.
Next
We
year.
already hear it and we love it.
Yeah, man. I
Love
know.
this song, my brother. Put it out. It's already out. Put it out.
It have to put
Radio.
out properly. It have to put out properly. I have to do.
DJ
I'm not
Flip.
putting that out with no small. No man, not don't trouble flip. That is me.
DJ
It's me.
Flip.
It's me that have it
People
there. So
dancing. You have people dancing on there. How much people
it have to
commenting?
organize properly, music video and everything. Don't fret. Wait patiently. It coming with all the amenities needed for it to enjoy it properly.
Somebody say next week self. Wait, they want that.
I
Next week
must have.
self. You can release the song and then put do the
Yeah,
video
man.
after.
I will think about it. If I get enough harassment, I might.
Let me tell you, this song is up the bomb. This song is good. It's very good.
Thank
If
you.
I would never say this is out of 767 if I'm listening without knowing, right? It definitely can compete with any other Afro beat song out there. Period. Put out this song. Put out this song and get people all over the world listening to that. Okay?
Yeah,
Do
man.
not
Yeah,
hold
man.
that. Right?
It
Do
will be
not
out.
hold that for
It will
next
be out
year.
before you know it.
Huh? Huh?
Before you know it.
We can tell you to make sure that you have all your registration and declarations in place. Do the business right. And then we can give you
Exactly.
some advice there.
So you
We
see,
can give
Jael,
you
that is why I tell you I know why I release it next year. Everything has to be in place.
yes.
And apart from
So,
all the paperwork, all the like I tell you, the music video, the works, all you will appreciate having to wait for it. Remember, good things come to those who wait, right?
hey,
Come on.
hey, hey. Well, they heard it here first. We got to look at taste of it here first.
Heard it here
Look,
first. Jael Joseph Live. Yeah.
that's right. That's right. I feel like I want you to give us a little a cappella, just the chorus. Oh,
Okay.
actually, you know what? I like the hook. I like when you say you got me something like a movie, like
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I was
that
thinking.
little piece. I like that little piece.
All right. Yeah, man. When I fall you, they pick me up. When I call you, they respond to me. When I want you, they bring it on. It's like Hollywood is a movie. Every time that I think of you, all the hands on the clock stop moving. Stop moving. Cause girl, you've got me in love with you. In love with you. In love with you. Coming soon. DJ Flip the Boss. Respect.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I know. We know. We've manifested gainful employment for you. You're doing your music thing. You're definitely not staying. You're making sure that you're busy. You're not sitting there with your hand between your legs. You are doing a lot of advocacy work with so many different organizations. I almost afraid to ask you what next. What is next for you? Like, what next for Loïk?
Well, I had never known what was next before. Is God I was trusting in, so I'll just keep doing that, and I'll just say like, well, we'll see together, you know.
I like how you said that. We'll see. You don't think you just get me, everybody. You'll see. You just get me. You just get me. You just get me. We will definitely see together.
Yeah, we'll see.
Together. Like, I don't know if you. I want to leave I want to open up the floor for you. So I know you want to shout out. I know you've been shouting out your folks throughout the show at different intervals. Whenever it pertains to them. But I want to give you the final say, in terms of anybody you want to shout out, anybody who's really stood by you, any final words that you wanna leave us with, or if you just want to give us some words of encouragement, especially Dominican young people. A lot of times you hear people complaining and they say no, they're not gonna they don't want to do their work, they don't want to study, they don't want to do this. Whatever you want to share with us, the floor is yours.
Yeah, man.
Go.
Well, yeah. If I had to start to big up people, either I'll forget too many people, or yeah, people would be vexed I don't shout them out. So I will opt for the safer option in in leaving you guys with words of encouragement. because like I'm blessed with a lot of that to give. So I just want to encourage everybody, like, yes, Dominica it can be tough, it can be difficult, but trust me, compared to some other places, is really a blessed place to be. I just want the whoever in charge of certain things to allow things to run smoother in the country, allow things to be easier for the citizens and not more difficult. I just want to encourage us, every one of us, to keep our faith in a higher power, whatever that higher power is to each and every one of you. Just keep your faith in that and keep grounded, man. Keep spreading positive energy to everyone else around you. Because they will have enough negativity, they will have enough stress and enough darkness. So let's just spread a positive light wherever we can and however we can. Yeah.
Wait, one thing, you use the best. Use the best. Loïk, it was a pleasure having you on here with me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And I want to
I
say
did,
thank
I did, trust me. Yeah, I did.
I want to say thank you for agreeing to do this interview, and I want to show appreciation to you for agreeing to do this. And I remember when Samaj reached out to you, slide in my DM fast. You're like, Jael, I was making sure that is you that part of that.
Yeah,
you
man,
don't
I had to be sure.
play.
These days,
You
you
don't
can
play.
never know it. Oh, and one thing I wanted to correct you. I know you were doing your outro, but I just wanted to correct you. Remember when I not correct, but remind you.
Mhm.
Last year, I think we came on a flight together. When I was coming home last year, you were on that
Oh
flight. Remember?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, and we did. So I take that
Yeah.
back. So we
Yeah,
have met
man.
in person. I take
Yeah,
that back.
man. We
I
did.
take
We
that
did.
back.
Yeah.
But no, it was such a pleasure hanging out here with you this evening. I know a lot of folks are sharing the same sentiments as me. You are an amazing individual. You are such a ball of positivity, and I really wish you all of the best. And just want to say so much gratitude for coming on here this evening, and really like touching a lot of people's lives, because I know a lot of people are gonna walk away from this interview and say, "But I can do anything." Like once, I mean, look at Loic, he's so positive and so, and he's doing his thing, and you have such an amazing voice. Oh my God, like you sung so really, really, really good. I want to shout out Beverly for introducing us, because that was the first introduction we had many, many moons ago. And I want to big up Samaj, who's one of my producers, who puts this together, every single week, week in, week out. And thanks to you, Loic, again for coming on the show. All right.
Definitely a pleasure, Jill. Anytime, anytime.
We
Thank you.
outro the song. I can outro the song. I can outro the song.
Of course, for sure.
That was nice. All right, guys. Woo, that was Loic. Let me tell you, that is voicing. That's vocals. That is vocals. Ah, ah. Guys, it's my time for today. In love with you. In love with you. You know. Hey, I'm waiting for that song to drop. Let me tell you. Make sure you go check out the Preacher 767. That's KREECHER 767 on YouTube. And follow him on all of his social media platforms. He's definitely a natural, and we look forward to what he has in store for us pretty soon. I just want to say thank you very, very much to my sponsors. Without them, this would not be possible. I want to say special thank you to the National Cooperative Credit Union. Thank you to Caribe. Thank you to Dominican National Lottery. That's the Blast Mystery Progressive, which is the new game. Thank you to Home Base Limited. And of course, Heal and Grow. I'll be back with you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're talking about stroke. So I want you to tune in tomorrow. We're going to have stroke survivors joining us. Life does not end when you have a stroke. So tune in tomorrow. We're going to be talking about some of the ways that they were able to overcome so many challenges and get back to some normalcy after a stroke. Sponsored by the Ray Astor Foundation. Tune in tomorrow, same time, same place. See ya. Bye bye. Big up again, Loïk.
In love with you, in love with you, with the things that you do, yes, girl, you got me. You got me, 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 you got me. In love with you, you got me, you got, yeah, you got me, you got, girl, you got me, you got me. Girl, I don't know what to do when you move or you move. You got me falling, falling for you. Girl, I don't know what to say, but you got me falling. 'Cause girl, you got me in love with you, in love with you.